This is the entry to Suzuka Circuit, which is an amusement park and a very famous road racing circuit in Japan. That's a group of us getting ready to go out and do tests. Mr. Nagasima is looking over his shoulder. The little guy on his left is Bob Young. Our biggest hazard during our trip was getting poked in the eye with umbrellas on a rainy day. This is the main straightaway at Suzuka Circuit, and the bikes that we were riding were the Honda CB750 prototype, a brand new Triumph Trident, and a brand new Norton Commando. The Norton had a highly touted isoelastic engine mounting system, and we would take turns riding these bikes around the Suzuka Circuit. And I think on the straightaway, all three bikes were very close in top speed, right 117 or so miles an hour. And they're clocking us. We aren't looking at the speedometers. This is all being timed and everything. And it is not a race. We are not out there as testers racing against each other. We're just out there stacking miles and experimenting, comparing braking, comparing handling characteristics, comparing how the bike's ground clearance, cornering, all of this stuff, vibration. This is one of the pit areas where we were using the pits there to service the bikes, check things, temperatures. They had temperature gauges on all four spark plugs, on the oil temperature.
Did you guys have any idea that Kawasaki was working on the same design?
The Kawasaki rider, test rider, I think less than a week before we got there, died in an accident. The conditions were bad, very windy, and on to turn 3, there was kind of a bad spot on the track, and they say it got, all of a sudden, a gust of wind hit them. That's what we were told. But,
so you knew you were in a horse race with them for a four-cylinder bike?
Yeah, their 900 came a little bit later.
No, they were working on a 750 at the time. And they shelved it when they found out that Honda was...
Oh, I'm unaware of that. All I know is that we were there. I don't know what kind of motorcycle the fellow was riding who was killed, but it was bad. This track at Yatabe Speedway is 3.5-mile banked oval, and it is owned by the Japanese Transportation Department. So if you want to go test there, you pay them, and it's your track. You can test whatever you want. While we would be testing, there would be guys on little 50cc motorcycles running mileage tests. And there would be cars putting around, so you could, there was a big difference in the speed variation between the motorcycles, which were honking around pretty good. And at any rate, every day as things would kind of grind to an end, we would be greeted with rain and then turning to snow. Big flakes come down, and then we call it quits. And we were there for 2 days or so, and we would ride at roughly 50 miles, a little over 50 miles, and come in, check temperatures, check the oil, and switch riders. And it got kind of numb. They had one fellow, one of the Japanese testers, they were wearing leathers. And in the conditions that we were riding, leathers were not the things to wear. But at any rate, he really was, he was about brain dead. He just kept going around, and they'd run out, wave them down, wave right on by. So, and they finally got him in, and they literally had, they could not reach the ground on a 750. So when one would pull in, guys would be there to catch them and kind of hold the bike up, and boy, you're stiff and cold, and get off. And then when they'd start out, they'd hold the bike up, and you'd get all set up, and whoa. However, once they're underway, stand by, because they can flat out rock. They can, whew, unbelievable. I'm pressing the wrong button.